I'm Carol Ann Riddell. Are you looking to go green with some glamour? We've got earth-friendly options to help you get gorgeous. Straight ahead on Science and You.
I'm Mike Gilliam. If we're going to get glamorous, that means we're going to have to get that body together. And that could mean going on a diet. But what will work best? To get some answers, we went to an expert who's going to show us how to get on the path to getting lean. That's ahead on Science and You.
I'm Donna Hanover. You can't just wish your wrinkles away, but new scientific developments are helping people look amazingly youthful. Check it out ahead on Science and You.
I'm Carol Ann Riddell. Are you looking to go green with some glamour? We've got earth-friendly options to help you get gorgeous. Straight ahead on Science and You.
Hi, I'm Tina Beth Pena. What would you say if I told you you could appear more glamorous just by wearing a particular color? The science behind why ahead on Science and You.
Hi, I'm Erna Beldemilla for Science and You. So you have a big test tomorrow or an important presentation and you have to stay sharp and focused. So can this bottle of specialty water be the answer? I'll have that story coming up on Science and You.
I'm Mike Gilliam. You can't really talk about glamour without talking about body image. Whenever you talk about the body, we're talking head to toe. And whenever that conversation comes up, invariably, you end up talking about shedding a few extra pounds or dieting. They look so good. Celebrities on the red carpet, thin and gorgeous. But how does the average guy or gal even come close to looking like this when there's no way you can spend 6 hours a day in the gym and afford a live-in nutritionist or chef to prepare your meals? Well, maybe you can. Meet Linda Sasson, a nutrition expert who's also a professor at NYU. She knows her way around diets and even helped to rank them in a recent study. Okay, so I want to lose weight. Where do we start, though? I mean, there's so many diets out there that I think it's difficult to even make a decision where you want to start.
The key is to eat foods you enjoy and choose a diet that is comprised of foods that you like and that you'll eat every day and that you look forward to. That's the most important thing. And you need to eat less food than you normally eat, because then your body is going to start to use its own energy stores, your fat, for energy. So we have to eat less. You could be on any diet you want, but if you're not eating less food than your body needs, you're not going to lose weight. The other thing is you need to start to be more active. So just to move more, be more physically active, and that's going to make you feel good, and it's going to make you look better, and you're going to lose weight quicker.
You looked at a number of diets and you rated them. And one of the top-rated diets was the DASH diet. Tell me about that.
Okay, the DASH diet is a great diet. Originally, the DASH diet is for people to lower their hypertension or high blood pressure. It's the diet that all of us should be on because it includes all the food groups: fruit, vegetables, whole grains, dairy products, meats, chicken, nuts.
Sasson says everything on the table will make you look and feel better. And one of the tricks is to go for lots of different colors in your fresh foods. And she says gravitate towards lean meats, fish, and chicken, a great source of protein.
Then we look at grains, rice, pasta, whole grain breads. These are foods that are eliminated on a lot of these popular diets. Right. But they're very important to many of us. In the DASH diet, you're allowed to eat them.
So you can have your pasta in
Absolutely.
this diet?
Absolutely.
Potatoes?
Absolutely. The key is portion control.
A smaller amount of pasta combined with other veggies is a better alternative to a huge bowl of pasta, and she says move towards olive oil and change up your seasonings.
Something else that's really important is to learn to flavor our foods with lots of different spices.
Sasson says they actually add nutrients and active compounds, leading to a healthier you. How about the Mediterranean diet?
It's not just a diet, it's a way of life. Basically 3 meals a day, and it's sitting down to eat, not eating on the run. And that's what one of the hallmarks was of the Mediterranean diet when they were studying it to see the health benefits, that people sat down and had actually a glass of wine with their meal. And you're basically eating these types of foods as well. It's more like a condiment.
Now, what about the commercial diets? A lot of people talk about Weight Watchers, and I know that's ranked very highly.
It is. I think Weight Watchers is a great diet. It's wonderful because, first of all, there's a support system. It's a way for an individual to keep track of how much they're eating by deducting points every time they eat. So it's a great way to start to learn about portion size, how much you need to eat.
Now, a couple of other notes to remember. Meat portions should be the size of your fist and as thick as a deck of cards. A glass of wine or two is okay and could even help the heart. And you gotta move to lose. And remember, food choices are very, very important.
Feeling glamorous and looking glamorous, this is the beauty aisle.
Cool.
A lot of us rely on lotions and potions. When I walk into the supermarket and I walk into the fruits and vegetables, that's my health food store. That's where I see all these wonderful things for my skin, for my hair. You know, it's just here. It's full of all these wonderful ingredients that make you feel better and look better.
So, glamour comes from within, but it's going to be very important to watch what you put in. I'm Mike Gilliam for Science and You.
I'm Donna Hanover. Scientists are hard at work finding ways to keep our skin both healthy and beautiful. But figuring out what's real and what's hype isn't easy. Today we'll take a look at the truth behind the science of the skin. Dr. Macrene Alexiadis-Armenakis considers it her foremost duty to help patients fight skin cancer. But this Harvard-trained scientist, who was originally a sculptor and portrait artist, also helps people with their appearance. What is it that makes our skin look older?
It's typically due to changes in elastin over time that causes sagging of the tissue. And the other main cause of skin aging is sun exposure. In that case, aging manifests as the accumulation of wrinkles, brown spots, broken capillaries, and abnormal growths.
She says the original lasers for skin resurfacing ran the risk of infection, scarring, and lightening of the tissue. But now stem cells in the skin can be protected with Fraxel devices like fractional radiofrequency, known as E' or evolastin. Dr. Alexiadis-Armenakis was the lead investigator for the FDA trials.
E' and evolastin are a huge step forward for a number of reasons. The energy of the device is released here into the second layer of skin, and that is what turns on the collagen-making cells and the elastin-making cells to generate new collagen and elastin. And by the way, the results accumulate over 1 year. So what happens is you look younger and younger and younger over the course of a year. Up until now, the reason we didn't get like the phenomenal results that we wanted to was because we didn't want to have the risk of a burn to the epidermis or the outer skin. By putting the energy into the tissue using very fine hair-like needles, we bypass the skin surface and keep that safe. Here's the handpiece. The needles come out of here on the tip, and this is what goes onto the skin surface, okay, to treat. You want to achieve 150 insertions minimum. The needles are programmed not to fire if they're in the wrong location. If it's in the hands of a laser specialist, it has safeguards in place that make it much safer, much safer than a lot of the other technologies that have come through.
In blind studies, a half-hour treatment was shown to give a third the benefit of a facelift without the patient ever going under the knife.
Here's a perfect example of a patient who at baseline has both wrinkles and skin laxity. And you can see that the neck is starting to get redundant, so she's having some jowling and redundancy in the neck.
What is causing her to look better 3 months later?
There are two main factors. Evolastin is increasing the amount of collagen, and that's what's decreasing the wrinkles. But number two, it's increasing elastin, and that's what's tightening the jawline and tightening up the sagging of the tissue. And the results last, because I did the original trials back in 2007, and those patients have maintained those results. So it's not like it's something that wears off. You are permanently younger looking for the rest of your life.
E' is not for everyone. For people with sun damage but not much sagging, there are other energy-based treatments, and injectables are an option.
There are two main types. So what Botox does is it weakens the muscle so it can't make those frown lines. And as a result, it gives the skin a chance to replenish that area, and actually those wrinkles get to diminish over time. The other is what we call the fillers. The safest, And by far the most highly used fillers are what we call hyaluronic acid fillers. When we started with fillers in the 80s, the work was done with bovine collagen, collagen from cows. Nobody uses that anymore because of risk of allergy and other such risks. We then started to use a human-derived collagen. That's also not used that much. It just doesn't last long enough.
She's created a cream called 37 Actives based on her research, but says whatever you apply, try to make sure the chemists have used something like liposome bubbles to encapsulate the ingredients so they won't be diminished by oxygen as soon as the jar is opened. You can also get a lot of these substances internally by including leafy green vegetables, berries, red grapes, green tea, and either fish or flaxseed in your diet. And 8 glasses of fluid daily fights dehydration of the skin.
Doctors say that looking a little younger often makes people feel younger, and so they engage in more physical activities that keep them vibrant. It turns out that the pursuit of beautiful skin can have benefits far beyond the chance to look a bit more glamorous. I'm Donna Hanover for Science and You.
I'm Carol Ann Riddell. If you think green living might not be glamorous, think again. When it comes to beauty, there are lots of options that are fashionable and earth-friendly. Take a look. Veteran hairstylist Joe Murray knew something had to give. His profession was making him sick.
About 20 years in, I realized I have to find a much cleaner environment for me. I was having a problem. If I wanted to stay in this industry, I had to find a better way to do it.
For Joe, that better way is Hale, his organic, clean air salon where natural products take the place of more traditional choices.
We're a clean air salon, so we use no ammonia in our products, and we don't spray any aerosols in the air.
So hairspray?
Hairspray, I have a special room built in the back for hairspray or anything somewhat questionable. If we have to bring any sort of chemical in, it's done in a vented room in the back.
Yes, you heard that right, a special room for hairspray. But the question a lot of us might have, can I go green and still look great? Grace Lee, one of Joe's clients, says yes, absolutely.
I'm a total convert, yeah. Joe does a fabulous job. He cuts my hair well. I love the color that he does for my hair, and I don't have to worry about any of the chemical side effects.
So much of a convert, Grace, who's also a new mom, developed a line of all-natural, vegan shampoo and body products for pregnant women called 9 Naturals.
All of our ingredients are plant-based, and none of the ingredients use any animal byproducts.
From your hair to your face, or in this case, my face. Makeup artist Nick London believes green can get you gorgeous with products that are better for the planet. He tried some out on me.
It's not your mom's makeup anymore, you know. We're becoming more of I think, an eco-friendly global world now.
For starters, check out this environmentally friendly makeup sponge, Beauty Blender.
It's reusable, so it comes with its own cleanser. You can clean it and reuse it.
As opposed to all the ones you use?
As opposed to, yes, the throwaway sponges, which tend to just add up in the landfills. These are brushes that don't use any animal fibers in them. They are made of recycled product. I'm hearing more and more artists talking about how, celebrities are requesting eco-friendly or animal-free brushes for makeovers and makeup.
Nick explains there are products in various price ranges. His shopping suggestion, do your homework as you would with your groceries.
When you approach the product, you should approach it like you approach your food. You read the label, find out what's in it.
A few finishing touches and Nick is done.
And there we have it. We have an eco-friendly look for Caroline Riddell.
The new me, the not scaring me. Thank you, Nick.
Getting back to the bottom line for many of us, will green beauty cost you more? In some cases, potentially yes, but as Joe explains it, demand is on the increase, meaning consumers have more choices.
It is becoming much easier to get these products than it used to be. Maybe even 10 years ago, I started in organics 10 years ago, and there were 2 lines of organic hair care.
And now many more?
And now they're just coming out. The more people that come over and ask for cleaner ingredients, as a group, we will get them.
So if going green is a priority for you, even small changes to your beauty routine can make a difference for you and potentially the environment, with results that your inner fashionista can live with. I'm Carol Ann Riddell for Science and You.
Hi, I'm Tina Beth Pina. Scientific data indicates that certain colors can dictate not only how we're perceived, but can also make us appear more powerful, more glamorous, and even keep us calm. We dug deep to find out what the psychology is behind color.
Color is a very powerful tool. Color can actually be a reflection of mood, or color can help enhance mood, but only to a certain degree. But what's important about it is it's a direct reflection in many ways of our own psychological state.
Color psychology is the study of color as a determinant of human behavior. While it's a very simple idea, the actual field of color psychology is very complex.
I work with patients. What they're wearing very much can reflect their mood for the day. And we can look at this in two ways. It can be a conscious process or an unconscious process. When we're getting dressed in the morning, for example, before we go out to work or whatever we're doing, we choose certain colors consciously because it may reflect how we're feeling at that particular time, or we want to wear something that will bring out more of a particular mood that we're feeling. So if we're feeling very happy, we may wear something that's very intense, such as a red. If we're feeling more energy, we might wear something that is more orangey.
We look at that color and we just instinctively know that it's a color that we react well to, we put it on, and we feel good in it. All of these things are part of what makes our decision-making process for us, but sometimes we're not aware. Sometimes we're very aware that we're reaching for a color for a given reason.
Although the human eye can distinguish over 9 million color shades, there are certain colors that have a universal meaning, from dependable to glamorous.
There are some inherent feelings that are attached to color, and there have been some recent studies that have been done that have supported other older studies about red and our perception of red as making people more attractive. We know that it is a signal color. It is one of nature's signal colors. So we know it's going to attract attention. On top of that, we may perceive of the person wearing that color as being more sensual, because red is also attached to sensuality. We know that our first attachment to color comes from nature. Let's take blue as an example. The blue of the sky. We know that the sky is there every day. It hasn't fallen yet. As a result, we think of the blue color, the sky blue, as being something that's very permanent, very steadfast for us. True blue, loyal blue. That's where those expressions come from.
Eisman also says that if you wear the color green, you'll be connected to the outdoors and will appear refreshed, while wearing the color purple could make you appear regal.
Older generations still have a little bit of an attachment to purple as royalty. Now, why was purple for the royalty? We have to go back many, many years ago and think about the first source of purple, which really was from tiny little mollusks like snails that were found in Babylonia. And they would find, when they resurrected these ancient artifacts, that the snail shells were found with these little tiny hammers, which told them that people literally would open the snail shells up, out of it would come this purple juice, and that is what you dyed the clothing with. Well, now you can imagine how labor-intensive that was, and how it would take a king, a member of royalty, to be able to afford to hire that many people to take those tiny little hammers and open up the mollusks and use the juice.
Throughout history, color theorists have attempted to explain the scientific and psychological aspects of color. English scientist Sir Isaac Newton is credited with discovering the color spectrum in 1666 while experimenting with prisms. But what happens when you start mixing the primary colors Newton discovered to create different shades?
When you look at orange, for example, orange is the outcome of red and yellow in pigment, in dyes, and that sort of thing. And so as a result, you're getting the qualities that imbue both of those colors, but you're putting it together in yet another color. So you're getting the excitement, dynamism, sensuality, danger of red, and you are combining it with the warmth, that character of yellow. So you're getting a color that's a bit more approachable than the mother color red, not necessarily danger. We do have to pay attention to it because it's got that red-yellow advancing effect on us physiologically. But at the same time, it's a color that's not taken quite as seriously as red is, because it's kind of tempered a little bit. It's a marriage of two colors as opposed to being just the one primary color.
We don't quite understand all of the psychological mechanisms, but we know that they work. We know restaurants use certain colors, such as reds, to make people feel much warmer and stay in the restaurant, and certainly to eat and buy more. Supermarkets may use certain colors as well as scents to attract people to come in. So certainly we are perfecting the science of color in order to manipulate human behavior.
Some alternative treatments use color to promote healing through the ancient art of chromotherapy, which uses light in the form of color to balance one's energy. I'm Tina Beth Pina for Science and You.
Your inner environmentalist and your inner fashionista do not have to be in conflict. That's what we were saying, right?
No, they don't. Not right now.
There's lots of choices.
There's a lot of choices.
You can be fashionable, but you can be green.
Exactly. Vintage clothes, you are buying pre-loved clothes, post-consumer. You know, it's things, you don't have to buy something that has taken any energy to make. You know, it's already made. It's been sitting around for a while. There are older designers that used to make things so beautifully. A lot of people, what they're actually doing, which is another great new thing that's happening in the eco industry, is that people are getting these clothes and they're just restructuring them to make them a little hipper, a little not so retro. Maybe, you know, I'll go and buy a pair of eco shoes. They're great eco shoes out there. Tom's eco shoes. You know, they're great. They're doing great things for kids, and they look fantastic and they're really comfortable. And Melissa shoes, they're like, you know, recycled rubber, and they're fantastic. They're so comfortable and they're really stylish.
Hi, I'm Ernabelle DeMillo at CCNY. So let's say you're one of the students here and you are studying for an important test. So you have to stay sharp and focused. Can the answer be in this bottle of water?
You need to pass your science exam. Drinking coffee may help you stay focused. But what about these specialty waters? We found all kinds of vitamins and minerals on the labels. So, does it work? Well, who better to ask than someone who studies the human brain? Dr. Timothy Elmore, a neuroscientist at CCNY. He and his assistants are studying brain memory. When we stopped by, they were conducting experiments on how the brain encodes, stores, and retrieves memories. Dr. Elmore told us the ingredients found in these bottles are nutrients that are naturally occurring substances found in plants and animals. L-theanine, for example, is found in green tea.
So what they do is they provide nutrients to us, and they are sort of the building blocks of our bodies. Although the ingredients have complicated sounding names, they are in a healthy, balanced diet that most people would eat. By supplementing your diet with these special waters, if you get too much, your body has natural mechanisms to flush out the excess vitamins, and so it's not clear that supplementing your diet with these actually has any beneficial effects on so-called brain function.
Elmore showed us how these ingredients affect our brain cells.
What we're looking at here is two cells. You know, you have this cell here called the presynaptic neuron, then you have another cell down here, and then you have a space in between. And so a lot of these ingredients, what they do is they just work by interfering with certain function on this cell.
Ingredients like L-theanine work like caffeine, getting into the spaces between cells and affect how the chemicals are transferred between cells. Translation, it can help some people focus, but too much can also make people jittery or nervous. And for young people whose brains are still developing, these drinks can be dangerous. The drinks are also pricey. Elmore said your best bet to pass that test may be to get a good night's sleep.
So maybe the smart ones here are the companies behind these drinks. The energy drink beverage industry made $6 billion last year. I'm Ernabel DeMillo for Science and You.
That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Carol Ann Riddell. We'll see you next time on Science and You.